Guys, we have a breaking news coming out. The UK has officially recognized Palestine as a state. Not only that, look at this one here. Australia joins the UK and Canada informally recognizing a Palestine state. Now, follow me with the code word here, guys. I'm not saying certain words here due to the platform, so just follow me with the code words. So, this is a big breaking news, and there's a solar eclipse that's going to occur today. All right, so this is an amazing time of Bible prophecy. Also in the U.S., you guys already know, in Arizona, there's the memorial for Charlie Kirk. This morning, it was still dark. Thousands of people showed up. Now they're saying that this thing is like over 300,000 out there. We need to pray for the people. We need to pray for the commander in chief, the vice president. We need to pray for everyone, including the security. So we're gonna focus on this one here. This is a big breaking news, guys, and at the same time, a solar eclipse, and that is pretty rare. And the reason why I'm saying it's rare is because we had a blood moon on September the 7th, and then 21 days later, 14 days later, a solar eclipse, 2 in 1 month. That's amazing. Amazing time of Bible prophecy. 7 plus 7 plus 7, 21, September 21. We are definitely seeing some signs of Bible prophecy here, guys. And everybody's talking about the return of Jesus Christ, September 23rd. Now, do I believe Jesus is coming September 23rd? The only thing I believe is when Jesus said, "No one knows the day or hour." So which one are you going to believe? The word of Christ, no one knows the day or hour, or people on TikTok? I pray that you guys choose the red letter. I pray that people choose the red letter. All right, guys, before I start, for those of you that want to send us letters or prayer requests, you can send it to me, US Santiago, or my wife, Jessica Santiago, at 3432 US Highway 19, number 2, Holiday, Florida, 34691. And for those of you that want to contribute to the channel, we do have the Cash App link and the PayPal link in the comments box and also description box. Thank you again for your support. Your support is what keeps us on air. All right, guys. Also, $5 a month Patreon. We get you access to our live stream. We go live once a week. We talk about things that we cannot talk about on this platform. So that's another way to support the channel. Also, big thumbs up. Another way to support the channel too. Thank you again for your support, guys. I truly appreciate it. Someone just left me a message saying, "Louis, I just got your video and I haven't seen you in 2 years." It's crazy, guys. It's literally crazy. And again, this person is subscribed to my channel and just received my notification and say, "I haven't seen you in 2 years, bro. I really miss you." So it's really sad what's going on here, guys. So with your help, please share our video on your platforms, Facebook or whatever. Please share the video. Thank you. In a landmark announcement that marks a significant shift in British foreign policy, the Prime Minister of the UK has declared the United Kingdom formal recognition of Palestine as a sovereign state. I know the US commander is not pleased. The decision, timed ahead of a key UN General Assembly conference in New York this week, underscores the UK commitment to reviving the long-stalled two-state solution amid escalating tensions in the Mideast. And guys, they did this today. Solar eclipse day. Can you believe that? The announcement comes just over 2 months after Starmer's initial pledge in July, where he conditioned the recognition of Holy Land meeting specific demands, including agreeing to a cease plan with Hamas. With those conditions unmet, the UK has proceeded, joining a growing chorus of nations in affirming Palestine statehood. When I say Palestine, you guys know who I'm trying to say. I don't want to say the name because this platform is really strict. All right, so this move is based on the 1967 borders to be finalized through future negotiations and represents a significant moment in the history of Britain's involvement in the region, particularly as as the number from the Holy Land War in the Strip continues to rise, and humanitarian conditions deteriorate. You guys already know many are passing, and there is famine all over. Today, to revive the hope of peace for the Palestine, the Holy Land, and a two-state solution, the UK formally recognized the state of Palestine, Starmer stated on X, formerly Twitter, accompanied by a detailed video message. He elaborated. In the face of the growing horror in the Mideast, we are acting to keep alive the possibility of peace and a two-state. That means a safe and secure Holy Land alongside a viable Palestine state. Leave comments down below, guys. What are your thoughts on this? The Prime Minister was unequivocal in distancing the recognition from any endorsement of Hamas, the militant group governing the Strip. Now, the Prime Minister was also clear to emphasize that recognition of Palestine was not a reward for Hamas, saying that the group can have no future, no role in gov, no role in security in a future state. The Prime Minister's words echo a broader moral imperative driving the decision. As he addressed a UN summit earlier, he highlighted the UK's moral responsibility to keep a two-state solution alive amid the devastation of the biblical war and concern about the settlement expansion in WB, the West, you know what, Bank. Foreign Secretary David, who led diplomatic efforts alongside French President Emmanuel Macron, has described the situation in the Strip as horrific and called for an immediate cease plan. I mean, guys, here's the thing, all right? We are seeing what's really going on, and there is famine, and I truly don't like seeing young ones seeing that. It just breaks my heart. Here's the thing, guys. There's always a way of dealing with this type of stuff, but again, those in the spotlight of the Holy Land, they really going a whole different ball game on this one here. Laming conceded the symbolic nature of the gesture, noting it will not change the position on the ground, which can only come through negotiations. Indeed, it says I-47 of the I-93 UN member states already recognize Palestine, granting it permanent observer status with speaking rights but no vote. It says here international momentum builds. The UK decision aligns with a wave of recognitions from key allies. Canada and Australia officially recognized Palestine statehood on Sunday, September 21st, not the 20th, guys. September 21st, just ahead of the UN gathering. France, the first G7 nation to commit to such a move, plans to formalize its stance at the same conference following announcement by Ireland, Spain, and Norway last year. From the Palestine side, the response has been one of cautious optimism. Palestine Authority Foreign Minister, I'm going to skip his name, described the UK action as a courageous step at a very difficult time, telling Sky News it would inspire more nations to follow, and I do believe more nations will follow. Better late than never, she added, acknowledging that 3/4 of UN members already recognize the states comprising the WB, including East Jerusalem and the Strip. Once again, this person expressed frustration with the sleeping giant, stating she was very angry over its unwavering support for Holy Land. The Holy Land, however, has reacted sharply back in July when Starmer first outlined the conditional plan. Holy Land officials rejected it outright, accusing him of pandering to his own MPs and the French. The Prime Minister, Ben, recently branded similar plans. Observed! The Labour Friends of Holy Land group in the UK echoed concerns, stating it is important to recognize that Holy Land is not the only party to this biblical war. We're going to go with the next one. Australia joins UK and Canada in formally recognizing Palestine state. Once again, guys, please share the video. In a bold diplomatic pivot, Australia has formally recognized Palestine as a sovereign and independent state, falling in line with recent moves by the UK and Canada. All right. I do believe there's going to be more to follow. Once again, guys, leave comments down below. You think this is a good move? What are your thoughts? Here's the thing, guys, is that every decision that is being made, especially when it comes to that land, the Holy Land, is all related in Bible prophecy. All this must happen. A lot of these decisions is already written, all right? So we just living it. All this has already been completed. We just living it. The announcement delivered by the Prime Minister Anthony at the UN General Assembly in New York underscores a growing international momentum towards a two-state, for the Holy Land, Palestine conflict. Yet, the decision has ignited fierce backlash from Holy Land and the US, highlighting the precarious tightrope Australia now walks in Mid-East diplomacy. The recognition, effective immediately from Sunday, represent a cornerstone of Labour's long-standing foreign policy platform. Albanese framed it as a step towards peace, emphasizing Australia's commitment to ending the lawlessness in the Strip and securing the release of the innocents taken during the strikes of October 2023. Now, speaking alongside Foreign Affairs Minister Penny, declared that Australia recognizes the legitimate and long-held aspiration of the people of Palestine to a state of their own. This move is not without strings attached. Diplomatic relations and the establishment of an Australian embassy in Palestine will only proceed once the Palestine Authority fulfills key international benchmarks, acknowledging Holy Land right to exist, conducting democratic election, and implementing reforms in finance, governance, and educations. Now it says here, crucially, both leaders stressed that Hamas, the group blamed for the October event, must be sidelined from any future Palestine governance. Now, it says here, Australia will continue to work with our international partners to help build on today's act of recognition to bring the Mideast closer to the lasting peace and security. Peace and security. When spoken of peace and security, then sudden destruction shall follow. Lasting peace and security that is the hope and the right of all humanity. Read a joint statement from Albanese and Wong. So what are your thoughts here, guys? This is a big breaking news. I think I'm going to skip this one here. We already know this one. Yeah, I already read this part. Give me a second here. A shift in Australia stands? Actually, no. This is something different. Oh, no. Hold on. Give me a second here, guys. I truly apologize. Give me a second here. Okay, yeah, so it's a different one. Okay. So Australia decision arrives at a critical juncture coinciding with Albanese attendance at the UN General Assembly and a high-level conference on reviving the two-state framework. Now it says here, it echoes similar recognition by the UK and Canada earlier this year, part of a broader European-led initiative spearheaded by France that has provoked outrage from the Holy Land Prime Minister, Ben. Ben, whose gov faces mounting global isolation over its operation in the Strip and settlement expansions in the West, you know what, has likened these moves to historical betrayals. The backdrop is grim. A recent UN Commission of Inquiry accused the Holy Land leaders, including Ben, of incitement in what it described as evidence of lawlessness, I'm going to say, in the Strip. A charge Holy Land vehemently denies, demanding the panel's dissolution. Now, the International Court, I'm going to skip all that information, on Holy Land compliance with genocide prevention conventions won't conclude until at least 2027, leaving the conflict legal and more fault lines resolved. Albanese, and a vocal advocate for palace statehood throughout his career, has positioned this recognition as consistent with Australia's values and international obligation. However, it risks straining ties with key allies. The Prime Minister is reportedly seeking a meeting with the U.S. commander during his New York visit, but the U.S. commander administration has already signaled hostility. The White House recently denied visas to senior palace officials attending UN talks, effectively barring them from the discussion. Fiery rebuttals from Holy Land and the U.S. The Holy Land response was swift and scorching. Well, it seems like they're not happy. Ben branded Albanese a weak leader, accusing him of forever tarnishing his reputation through this appeasement. In a particular inflammatory analoging, the Holy Land Prime Minister compared Australia recognition. Ooh, yeah, I can't say that name there. See, when they start bringing stuff like that, again, a lot of people are just out there watching and listening. Why do they bring these things back? Let it die. Again, leave it in the past. That's it, man. We're living in the future now. Recognition was wrong because these groups had used its power for lawlessness, village and monstrous lawlessness, and must not be rewarded, Ben stated, underscoring Holy Land insistence that any palace state must exclude the militant group. Across the Pacific, the U.S. conservative have amplified the pressure. A letter from 25 of the right lawmakers, including Ted Cruz and others, warned of punitive measures against Australia, the UK, Canada, and France for their recognitions. The U.S. commander, Orbit, has already targeted Canada with similar warnings, viewing these steps as undermining Holy Land security amid ongoing hostility. Well, Donald, I guess you're not seeing a famine going on there with these young ones having no nutrition. Domestically, Australia's opposition has echoed these concerns, shadowed the Treasurer, Susan, lambasted the timing, noting that these group still holds Holy Land innocents seized during the October event. Now, these group, the bad groups, is still in power in Strip and continue to strike Holy Land. The palace peoples can see no hope of democratic self-governance while this group is in power. Lee argued that the move prematurely legitimizes a fractured palace leadership, potentially derailing genuine negotiations. Broader implication for peace. Prominents, including Albanese and Wong, argued that recognition and pragmatic tool is isolates. Now, these group and empower moderate palace voices by aligning with a chorus of over 140 countries that already recognize palace. You hear that? Over 140 countries that already recognize palace. Australia aims to booster the palace authorities' hand in future talks. Yet, critics warn it could embolden, I'm going to skip that name, and complicate the innocent people negotiations. As the dust settles, the world watches whether this trio of recognition, Australia, UK, Canada, heralds a tipping point or merely fuels further division. For now, Albanese gamble underscores a core tension in pursuit of enduring peace. Sometime nation must risk short-term storms. Whether it yields lasting peace and security, as the Prime Minister hopes, remains the trillion-dollar question in a region long starved of answers. Very powerful information there. So once again, guys, this is a big breaking news. You have Australia joins the UK and Canada in formally recognizing a palace state. Once again, the UK has officially recognized Palestine as a state. What are your thoughts on this? And September 21st, the solar eclipse. I mean, we are seeing some stuff here, guys. It's all related in Bible prophecy. We are seeing it, we are living it, and we are witnessing scriptures happening right in front of our faces. Again, do me a favor, hit that like and share the video. Thank you again for your support. All the information, all the links will be in the description box. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Till next time later. Peace.